In a courtroom bright and bold, and he marks the stories he told. With a finger pointed high, he's the ace, the reason why. Through objections loud and clear, truth and justice always here. From the witness stand to the judge's chair, and he's ready beyond compare. And he marks in Phoenix Wright, fight for truth with all his might. Meet a spirit and mind up by his side. Together they'll turn the tide. He's defending the accused, while baby Gumshoe is confused. Solve the case, bring the truth to light with Andy Marks and Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright.
Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. The Inquiry Committee is planning to impose harsh penalties for your actions. I love Edgeworth. Like, the way Edgeworth has turned into probably my favorite character in this series is masterful. Thank you for the news, Your Honor. Yes, well, normally, this is where the prosecution calls for the witness, but, this isn't easy to say. You see, there's concern that you, Mr. Edgeworth, may have struck a bargain. You think I may have manipulated the witnesses? I didn't say that! It's just, you see, everyone's been talking, and... Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution. A solution? That being the case, the prosecution will have to allow the defense to call forth all further witnesses. What? But there's no precedent for what you're proposing. Undeniably, this is an unusual arrangement, but a very effective one. It would prove that I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? Unbelievable. Edgeworth has found a way to continue the trial. Edgeworth is so good. Very well, the defense accepts the prosecution's proposal. Then it's settled. The defense may now call forth the next witness, Mr. Wright. You realize this is your last chance. If you call the wrong witness, this trial is as good as over. The defense calls. Time finally come to bring out the real murderer. Damon Gant. The defense calls Damon Gant to the stand. Damon Gant? What does he have to do with anything? As the defendant's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gant has first-hand knowledge of the crime. I feel we should hear what he has to say about it. As luck would have it, he should still be in the courthouse. He would, also, be the least likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor? True. All right, bailiff, please escort Mr. Gant to the stand. We're 80% through it. Okay. Finally, the peacock comes out. The head honcho. The roosters have come to roost. The cock is out. The head cock himself. The big cock. We're about to fucking beat this cock. Witness, please state your name and occupation. What is this? Some sort of practical joke? Thank you for the hydrate. Oh, that cock. There's cocks everywhere. I was just on my way to lunch. Your name and occupation, sir. trustworthy. Are you sure you want to do this? Your name and occupation. So, you want to play hardball, eh? Please, Mr. Again! Fine. My name is Damon Gann. I'm acting chief of police. Now then, Chief Gann. The court requests to hear your testimony. Oh, righto. What's with the grim face? First, let's clear up this SL9 incident. Oh, you mean that time when Lana's sister murdered the prosecutor? Personally, I think it was made pretty clear already. There are still some things unaccounted for. Oh, like what? Like the role you played in all this. Son, either you're very brave or very foolish. You are aware, of course, that a police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Weapons? Sure. Take my testimony, for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to. What? Is that true? I'm afraid so. The chief of police has the right to refuse testimony. I don't even know if that's true. That does not seem like a real thing. Of course, such an action carries with it certain risks. Don't worry. I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you. Very well. The witness may begin his testimony. I've been waiting to get you on the stand for fucking ages now. If I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently, she had already arranged the crime scene. As you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery. Is that when Dark was arrested? Him? He was lying on the floor unconscious. When Emma sent Neil flying, it seemed Dark bumped his head. I see. Everything seems pretty clear-cut. If the police chief has the right to refuse testimony, then I better hit him hard and fast. Save the gun. As I recall, a ceremony was held at the police department that day. Yes, that's right. I guess you could say I am a workaholic. After winning his award, Neil was all fired up too. That's probably what spooked Dark and made him run away like that. Was the defendant Lana Skye also present in the room? I don't quite remember. At the very least, she wasn't there when Dark ran for it. Hey, you want to elaborate on that? So the two of you ran immediately after him, right? That's right, but Dark made it to the elevator first. So Neil and I split up. He went upstairs and I went downstairs. I guess you could say he got lucky. Wow. What's this about a power outage? Oh, that? The elevator stopped all of a sudden. I got shocked. And I got the shock of my life. Well, probably not as shocked as Neil when that knife went through his heart, though. That's not funny. Can you tell us what you saw? It was a shocking sight. Neil and that serial killer were lying in a heap on the floor, all tangled up. Dark was also lying collapsed on the floor. And apparently his head was knocked out. Next to them, there were those two poor girls, Lana and Emma. Lana was cradling Emma in her arms. Looking back at it now, she must have already known what her sister had done. How can you know that? Because of the victim's body had already been moved. So that means you found the body near Lana's desk. That's right. I think you said earlier it was my suit of armor that really stabbed the prosecutor. Yes. Anyway. So you're saying that the forgery had already taken place by the time you arrived at your office? That's exactly what I'm saying. I can understand how Lana must have felt, but moving a body and hiding evidence are inexcusable, no matter what the circumstances. Is that how it really went down? Staring at the witness won't do you any good, Mr. Wright. If you're going to stare at anything, you'd better be staring at the court record. Worthy. Always the smooth talker. Which piece of evidence ties Gant to the forgery? Lana did admit to forging evidence. But that can't be the whole truth. Somehow I gotta link Gant to this incident. Let me look at the evidence again. Let me read this fucking book. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. That's Rule 2. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. And unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. So any unregistered evidence has to be relevant to the trial. Okay. Let me try something here. Yeah, piece of shit. We got evidence, but we can't show it. What are you talking about? Are you talking about the, talking about the jar? No, but I wonder if what's his name wrote that. I feel like Gant wrote that. We breaking the rules if we show that cloth. Oh, fuck. But I think we're good. We're good because it's relevant to the case. Because it has Emma's handprint. If it really had nothing to do with the forgery, then how do you explain this? What's that? And what's that on in a handprint? Chief Gant, your explanation, please. I don't know. You tell me, son. Huh? My dear Rido, don't you know the second rule of evidence law? Not this again. Evidence law. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. Tell me, how is that rag relevant to this trial? It appears the defense was not prepared. I guess it's too early to use this piece of evidence. Would you mind giving the defense another chance? Well, okay. I'll do it just this once. But only because you asked, Udgy. Thank you. I assure you the defense is terribly sorry. Okay, was that something in the... Okay. I'm not gonna, like... get in trouble here. Okay. So that was supposed to happen. Damn, so what the fuck? I guess the evidence list? Yeah. You claim you had nothing to do with the forgery. Well, I'm afraid that is a claim you cannot back up. Explain yourself. Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this list, for example. That's the list Emma Sky drew her picture on. This was discovered in your desk. Not only that, but a piece of the jar that was sitting in your office was found inside your safe. It was found where? You see, Chief Cat, these articles of evidence uncovered in your office are both concrete proof that you also played a part in an illegal investigation. Chief Geth, what's the meaning of this? Ho ho! Here's a defense attorney who may even rival Worthy. So you admit to it then? That you were involved in the forgery? Who, me? Or do you mean you? Me? Why would I have anything to do with that? Well, you were the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence. Prosecutors aren't the only ones capable of forging evidence, you know? Defense attorneys can do so too. Isn't that right, Rhino? However, Detective Gumshoe was present during the investigation. Worthy, my boy. Not even detectives are exempt from the law. Rest assured, Dick will receive his due punishment. What? What? Detective Gumshoe's salary drops any further, you'll end up paying to work. Yes, well, in light of the detectives' presence, please give us your testimony regarding these pieces of evidence found in your office, and their relation to the forgery that took place at the crime scene. My. Kids these days no longer know how to put two and two together. Let's see, what was it now? A jar fragment and a list. From all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Anyway, when you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered, if they were found after Dark was convicted, then they're worthless. There's no reason now to participate in forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. This guy's fucking bluffing. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. When investigating the crime scene, you should have been more careful to observe protocol. You do understand that I am the chief of police, right? There will be consequences. Oh, indeed. I believe I will press charges so you won't make the same mistake again. Look at him and his fucking evil little grin there. My apologies, Chief, but would you mind waiting until tomorrow for that? Today is, well, you know. Ah, right, Udgy. In return, though. I know. That place, right? What is... Huh? What are they talking about? What the fuck was that? What was that just happened? What was that little exchange? Was it fucking golf night? Ugh, excuse me. Let's see. Can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. we still have... Still this. Got plans to go somewhere, apparently. Yeah, I figured that was gonna work. Alright, let me see. Apparently she had already arranged the crime scene. Wait. Did I not save? Oh, fuck. I have to do this again? Forgot to fucking save. I'm an idiot. Come on, chop chop. Okay. Let's save now. Phone, you could've, let me see. Can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. Oh, we're in the locker. Come on, man. Alright, load. Okay, let's just press. I'd appreciate it if you did stop making these ridiculous allegations. Yes, you do have a point. You wouldn't have the guts to do something like that. What? I'll have you know, back in the day, I once broke into a cattle ranch in Tibbs. Mr. Wright, what are you saying? Anyway, you can't prove you didn't carry in the evidence, can you? If you have proof on the contrary, you're gonna need it later. Later? What are you talking about? What else? I'm talking about when Rido's prints were found. All found. Yes, if they're found inside my safe, they would prove his investigation was illegal. Or if there's anyone as slimy as this guy. What do you mean by that? This is all purely hypothetical, of course, but suppose I did place those items in my safe. Such an act wouldn't necessarily constitute forgery. If concealing evidence found at a crime scene isn't forgery, I'm not through speaking yet, Rido. It all depends on when the evidence was discovered. Are you saying that this jar fragment wasn't discovered in the initial investigation? It would appear none. After all, it wasn't listed in the evidence list. For all we know, it could have suddenly materialized the day after Dark was sentenced. Oh, wouldn't that be convenient? Right? The chief is talking about a possibility, so long as you can't rule this out. Your remarks, however, clever as they may be, will only succeed in wasting time. Tell me something I don't know. Come on, Rido. Think about it. How can you look me in the eye and say that? Because I'm innocent. Remember? Who was it that murdered Neil? I'm not sure I care for the word murder here. But in the end, the person responsible for Mr. Marshall's unfortunate demise was Emma Skye. Well, now do you see? Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Really, Chief Gann? At the very least, there's one large benefit you've reaped from all of this. Oh, I wasn't aware. What is this benefit? That would, of course, be the position you have. Chief of Police. Oh! The resolution of the SL9 incident secured your promotion to Chief. This in itself is sufficient motive. Oh, that's a good one. Huh? Do you really think I'm that incompetent? What do you mean? Even without that case, I was already in line to become the next chief. The resolution of SL9 merely sped up the inevitable a little bit. Is that true, Edgeworth? Yes, he was going to be made chief anyway. Ah! Be careful when pointing that finger. You might wind up being the one pointing that. So that means there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, then you did it for someone else. Don't be silly, Worthy. You know me better than that. There are only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and I. There. It's out in the open now. Uji, would you mind if I change my testimony a little bit? By all means, please do. I wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me. Nothing in it for you? Sorry, but the only person I care about is yours truly. That girl, Lana's little sister, was it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you better think again. You're right. You don't feel sorry for anyone. Be tough on crime, I'm tough on people. That's how I was raised. You seem to be lax enough on yourself, though. Ho, ho, ho! That's a good one, Worthy! Could there have been something in it for him? Given his selfishness, would he have helped someone out? True, you might not help out anyone for their sake, but if it would benefit you, you might decide to assist someone. Mr. Wright? It appears you're positively determined to portray the chief as a nice man who likes to lend people a hand. That's not what I mean. Save. Very well then. Who is it this person you believe Chief Gann may have helped to forge evidence? Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye? The defendant? I believe it's quite obvious in the light of the circumstances. Emma Skye fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Who would want to help her more than her own sister, Lana? And, as for Chief Gann, he would have a reason to help Lana if she asked him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit. Self-profit? What do you mean? After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Skye was appointed chief prosecutor at the prosecutor's office. The person who arranged this job change was Chief Gann. But how would he profit from all of this? He would be able to use chief prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations. You mean to tell me that despite the chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets? Oh, wait! You must mean puppet as in someone forced to do his bidding. Never mind. Admit it, Chief. You assisted Lana Skye in forging evidence. Your motive is to appoint her as chief prosecutor so you can control her. Right on, my boy. You have quite an imagination. Let me ask you something. What? Do you have any proof of this? That I controlled Lana? For example, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing? Lana. She's keeping quiet to protect Emma. There's no way she'd testify against Gant. I'm afraid without any proof, this all amounts to nothing but mere conjecture. Unless there is also what happened in this incident. This incident? Which one would that be? Of course I'm talking about the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman. The chief prosecutor has been acting... Excuse me. The chief prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. Almost as if someone was been controlling her. Worthy, you better watch your tongue. I wouldn't want you to get hurt. Just what do you mean? What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but the Chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his involvement. What? Order! 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 I said order! Mr. Wright, you can't be serious. Huh? This is an affront. This is an affront to the highest ranking officer in our law enforcement agency to accuse the chief of police of blackmail and murder? That impossible. Your Honor, I was merely reiterating what Mr. Edgeworth said in easier to understand language. It's too late, Mr. Wright. There's no turning back for us now. Looks like he's the one who's decided to go through with this. Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? That the chief, a high-ranking officer of the law, is involved in this murder? Good question. Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gant is just a man. The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell. I see. Alright then. Let's see what Mr. Wright's got. And it better be good. Show us this evidence that ties Chief Gant to the murder of Detective Goodman. Oh. Duh. This is the ID card list. Yes, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. 7777777. Sorry, but there's no way you can prove that that's my ID number. It's your number. What? How do you know that? The safe in Chief Gant's office requires a code to open. A 7-digit code. 7 digits? You don't mean... I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 7777777. The same as the remaining ID card number on that list. Chief Gant, you entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There we go! I've been waiting to see you fucking mad! I've been waiting to see you mad, you little bitch! You're gonna get yours. You're gonna get yours. Fucking peacock. Order! Order! Chief Gant, what do you have to say? Nothing. The defense's search of my office was in violation of regulations. And I will demand Mr. Wright be punished to the maximum extent of the law. But right now, this court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card. Yeah! Fight back, bitch! Chief Gan? So you admit it? You entered the evidence room? On the day of the crime? What about it? I'm the chief of police. Whether it's the evidence room or the bathroom, what's the difference? I can go anywhere I want. Tell me, when you entered the room, were you alone? I always go to the bathroom alone, as I do with the evidence room. Detective Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you that day, would he? Of course not. Why would he be? I hadn't seen him in days. You hadn't seen him in days, Chief Gan? I'm afraid you've just undone yourself. On that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? The trial's purpose is to determine Lana Sky's guilt. No, it isn't, Your Honor. This trial's purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gant met the victim on the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting? In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm gonna have to ask you for evidence. Show us proof that the victim went to meet Chief Gant on the day of the crime. Wish I could have saved before that fucking happened. The note? Which one? This one? I was thinking that. Let me just look and see, make sure there's nothing else. Yeah, more than likely is the note. The note says it's Guzman's upside down. Wait, what note? Oh yeah. On that day, Detective Goodman had to go see Chief Gant. Sorry I interrupted your mumblings, but the court is waiting. Fuck. Okay, let me save now. Damn it. Oops. Why don't you come meet with me tomorrow? Perhaps we could write up your letter of termination. Regardless, you did see Detective Goodman that day. Okay. Something more solid than that. Could it be Goodman's ID? No. That's cool. Proof that they met up. Oh. Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime. Or to be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it. So Detective Goodman filled out a lost item report. He would have to have given that report to the chief of police. Yet you are in possession of that report, which means you can't be sure he filed it. He filed it. How do I know, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day. He needed to? Yes, to transfer the evidence out. Oh! Detective Goodman took the form to you, Chief Gant. Then, You accompanied the detective to the evidence room. That's all good. I accompanied him. There's no other way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered the room. Hold on, let me guess what you're gonna say next. I, the chief of police, murdered poor Goodman? Exactly. But wait! The chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. He could have just lent him his ID card. Yes. Now that you mention it, I believe I might have done something of that sort. Sorry, but that's not possible. According to the record, your card was only one used. Yet, you showed us your ID card earlier. If you had really lent it to Detective Goodman, it would have been found on his body. No! Let's fucking go. Here we go. Now we're cooking. Chief Gant, you did it! The murder was most likely a spur-of-the-moment crime, for no one in their right mind would choose a police department as a place to commit murder. After the murder, you contacted Lana at the prosecutor's office. Why? To dispose of Detective Goodman's body, of course. You're forgetting, Mr. Wright, that the victim's body was discovered in the prosecutor's office parking lot. How did he manage to move it there? I was at the police department the entire day, you know. And everyone's aware that Lana stayed at the prosecutor's office after the ceremony. Everyone except me, it seems. Still, you're the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal. Oh, so you think I just ordered an officer to do it? Hey you, take this here dead body over to the prosecutor's office. I don't think so. Chief Kent, you left all the evidence we needed to prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. And all this time, I just thought it was a useless clue just taking up space. How could the chief had moved the body? Mr. Wright, show us this evidence. To move the victim's body, Chief Gant used this. This is how he moved the Detective Goodman's body. Dude went fucking Super Saiyan, right? A parking stub? Miles Edgeworth. You mean... The body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by that car. You mean I carried the victim's body? Precisely so. But wait, you know, I didn't plan on returning to my office after the ceremony finished that day. But you did return. Tell me why? Ah! I was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less. He told me that he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. He disguised a piece of evidence from another case so that there was no suspicion that he was moving the body. So you see, what you were really taking to the prosecutor's office wasn't the screwdriver, but the victim's body in your trunk. And he probably used that screwdriver to get into his car. Detective Goodman's body was carried in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car? Yes, unless, of course, you have another explanation, Chief. Why else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to transfer evidence from a closed case? There's only one plausible explanation. To transport the body to your accomplice, Miss Lana Skye. Order! 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 What's going on here? Is there no room for rebuttal to the defense's dangerous accusations? Outrageous, whatever. Think back to the photograph Miss Starr took at the prosecutor's office. This was not a photo of the body being stuffed in the trunk to be taken away. It was exactly the opposite. It is a photo of the body being taken from the trunk. Chief, again, please say something! I believe your time's up. Excuse me? My time's up? Sorry, Righto. I'm having lunch with the district attorney general after this. We have to get going if we're gonna make it in time for the early bird special. But the cross-examination isn't finished yet. Remember what I told you earlier? A police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Weapons like the right to refuse the testimony. I'm invoking that right now. What? This is not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered. So you're gonna run away after all this? Run away? Don't make me laugh, Worthy. I stabbed old Goodman. That's what you're saying, right? But if you had any conclusive evidence, you would have presented it by now. Well, You think I had Lana dispose of the body? If so, let's show your proof and get it over with. I'll say it again, Mr. Wright. Damon Kent is the current chief of police. This court will not tolerate any accusations against him without concrete proof. Well, Mr. Wright, Your Honor, you have any concrete proof? Proof that Chief Kent murdered Detective Goodman and made Miss Sky to dispose of his body? Have any concrete proof? I don't think we have any proof, guys. I don't think we have any proof. Oh, fuck. Do we say no proof? That feels so insane to say, but like... We fucking just might have to. I feel like if we say we have no proof, this fucking trial's gonna end. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. No proof, yeah, unless you want the bad ending. Yeah, I don't want the bad ending. What was the choices again? No proof yet. Yeah, I don't want the bad ending, that's for fucking sure. Let's just see. It's no use showing evidence I'm not even sure of myself. No, Your Honor, at present, I have no conclusive evidence. CIG? In that case, the court is forced to penalize you for all your allegations against the chief. What? Here's a tip. Never gamble what you can't afford to lose, right-o? It seems that Lady Luck was on my side again today. Okay, IG, I'll leave the rest to you. What? I warned you earlier, Mr. Wright. This isn't... Ah! What? This is an affront to the senior officer in the nation's law enforcement agency. What? Okay. Lady Luck. Maybe we should have a word with her. Mr. Edgeworth, what do you mean? There's one lady who knows the truth behind this trial. We haven't yet had the honor of hearing her testimony. A lady who knows the truth. Another witness. In the absence of conclusive evidence, the only other method of proof is testimony. But Chief Gant has invoked his right to refuse his testimony. There's still someone else. One more witness who can answer all the questions raised in this trial. Someone right in this very room. Mr. Edgeworth, who is this person? Why are you asking me, Your Honor? Have you forgotten? The defense is the one calling the witnesses today. Okay, so it's probably what's her name? Angel Star, right? Yeah, Angel Star. She may not be willing to tell the truth, but we can't just stop now. Yes, Your Honor. The defense calls forth Angel Star or Lana Sky? Gotta be Lana, right?
Take that!
The defendant almost picked Angel Star. That would have been hilarious. Miss Lana Sky? She was in the underground parking lot at 5:15 on February 21st. Her task is to dispose of the victim's body in accordance with a certain someone's orders. Mr. Edgeworth? The prosecution has no objections, Your Honor. Very well. This court will now take its final recess for the day. In 15 minutes, we will reconvene to hear the defendant's testimony. This court is now in Hold on. Huh? Chief Gant, I thought we were going to eat. I thought you were going to eat. Excuse me. Oh, he doesn't want to stalk in Alana. Listen good, Lana. Stalking to Lana? I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. Wright's claims, there will be terrible consequences. That's a fucking insane thing to say in court. That's right. Your sister will be found guilty for Neil Marshall's murder. This isn't good. Of course, you never support such outrageous claims anyway, right? Just something to think about. Alright then. I've got a lunch date to meet. What up, Ori? How you doing? That's a fucking insane... I hate that the judge is just like... like, he just straight up, like, blackmailed her in court. Like, does that not ring any alarm bells? This court is now in recess. Of course she's not gonna fucking say anything. Not bad, how are you? Pretty good, we're trying to prove that the chief of police is involved in 2 murders. Being a murderer in one of them. Looks like we managed to stay in the game. Yeah, thanks for your help, Edgeworth. Hey, let's go! He's back, baby! The chief? He's something else, hey, pals? Detective Gumshoe. I'm not a detective anymore. Oh yeah, sorry about that. Oh, don't worry. I've already decided where to work now. At your office. Let's go! Let's go! Yo, let's go! He's gonna work at my office? Let's go! Let's go! This is the happiest I've ever been. I thought we weren't gonna see this guy after this game. My office? Sure. I'll take the place of that top guy girl you used to work with. What do you mean? Maya? Still, looks like we're all out of moves now. The law offices of Annie Mark's Dick and Show. It is so, Ori, it is so. Chief Gant's done it again. How is he always getting the upper hand? It's not fair he has the right to refuse to testify. Said it outright. Remember what the judge said? But Chief, that's not a right to casually invoked. There's certain risks to be considered. Risks? What did he mean by that? It's simple. If the chief refuses to testify, The opposite also holds true. You mean he forfeit? I got feelings, Lana. You mean he forfeits his rights to say anything too? Let's go! Emma, are you okay? Yeah, when I came to, I was in the medical room. I've been listening to the trial from the gallery, so she heard everything that's been going on. Emma, sorry for what I said before. No, don't be. It was the truth. You know, it's funny. I almost feel somehow relieved. Relieved? Yeah. Now I finally know what really happened. To think that all this time, my sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man, and she did it all just to protect me. Ever since her appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone knew her. Said she changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her. What do you mean? What do you think I mean? To follow Chief Gant's orders. She must have shut herself up deep inside to force herself to do anything and everything the chief told her to do. That must be why she became so cold. It was all my fault. It was all because I murdered Mr. Marshall. Hey, don't go blaming yourself now. If you want to blame anyone, blame society, pal. Chief Gant may be able to fool everyone else with this forgery, but he can't fool my memory. I remember now. I knocked Mr. Marshall into that armor. I see. Well, we better get back. It's time for the final act. Let's go. The law offices of Annie Marks, Dick and Show, baby. Or the Annie Marks Dick Show. For short. Emma, why don't you wait No, I'm going with you. I want to be there when Lana tells the truth. Let's go, right? It's time to end this.
And Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright.